Hey there. Welcome to the No Sugar Added podcast, where three friends keep it real and don't sugarcoat what's wrong with today's relationships and dating scene. With your host, Dan, J-Fabs, and Jean-Claude.
Welcome back, everyone, to another No Sugar podcast episode. I'm back with our esteemed colleagues.
It's No Sugar Added. Fucking
Wait, what did I say?
No Sugar podcast.
No sugar? No, are you sure?
His face was like,
I was like, was there a word missing in that?
No sugar added.
fuck it, we're keeping it. We're keeping it.
All right. So,
It's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
yeah,
Okay, bear with us.
it's been not too far long. I'm back with, again, Jean-Claude,
What's up?
Dan the Terminator.
Thank you so much for
I
that.
will no longer reply to anything.
In the group chat, I'm just going to send the fucking Terminator gift. That's it.
Dun-dun-dun.
No, now fucking work. Just one of my colleagues from a different airport finally figured out how to pronounce my last name, Joffrey, and now he calls me Boy King from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
No, of course
Good
not.
TV.
There's too many things to catch up on, right?
Facts.
All right, well, today's No Sugar Added podcast episode is about love languages, understanding and speaking the language of your partner. An interesting topic, huh?
Oh, yeah. What website are you getting that from?
I got my good old friend here, Mr. ChatGPT, to assist me with my selection of topics and bulletins and stuff like that we can hit today. So,
Hope they sponsor this podcast.
I mean, that would be nice. But to continue on, the 5 love languages on how to express heartfelt commitment to your mate. Let's jump into. Well, let me provide some context on
Mate.
on some of the. Let me provide some context on what are the 5 love languages that I'll be discussing, bringing up on this podcast episode, and what is their proper definitions according to Dr. Chapman's love languages here. So, number 1, words of affirmation. This love language involves expressing love and affection through spoken or written words. People with this love language value compliments, verbal expressions of love, and positive affirmations. They feel loved when they hear kind and encouraging words. All right. Second one, acts of service. This for individuals with this love language For individuals with this love language, actions speak louder than words. They feel loved when their partner does things for them, such as cooking a meal, doing chores, or helping with tasks. These actions demonstrate care and thoughtfulness. Third love language.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Oh.
My love language is to eat. I don't care who's cooking for me. I just like to eat.
All right.
To eat, okay?
Taking notes.
No one has to cook for me. I cook my own damn meals.
All right. Number 3, receiving gifts. People with this love language appreciate receiving thoughtful gifts as a symbol of love and affection. These gifts don't have to be expensive. They should reflect thought and consideration. The act of giving and receiving gifts is what matters. On to number 4, quality time. Quality time is about giving someone your undivided attention. Individuals with this love language feel loved when they have meaningful conversations, spend quality time together, or engage in actions that foster connection. It's not just about being physically present, but being emotionally present as well. And on to our 5th love language.
Hopefully last.
Yes. I didn't. Jean-Claude was just saying earlier. Apparently, there's different sorts of kinds.
There's many. There's
subs.
many different.
I think there's
kinds.
5 main, and then it branches out into many others.
Oh shit!
But I think you can find the root. I think the root of all these other different ones go back to these 5.
Can be connected to the 5. Okay. So with our final love language here is physical touch. Physical touch is a love language that involves physical affection, such as hugging, kissing, holding hands, or cuddling. For people with this love language, physical contact is a powerful way to feel loved and connected. So, guys, tell me, what do you guys know what your love language is, or do you have any?
That book will put me to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's physical touch.
Yeah.
That with some food.
Like a eater.
and some wine.
What are you, Jean-Claude?
I'm gonna give a controversial point. I don't think love languages are real. To be honest, I don't think they're real. I think people just like these certain things, and someone decided to put give them a name to sell books. But I mean, if we're going down this route or whatever you want to call it, I would say mine is just food. I just like to eat. Let me eat with someone. That's it. I enjoy that time.
So it kind of sounds like connection.
Acts of service. You like cooking.
No. Like I said,
He wants to eat it. He doesn't
I
want to
enjoy
cook it.
Oh, you enjoy eating.
I just enjoy
Yes.
eating.
But you don't want to receive it as a gift.
No, because I can cook my own meals. I prefer to cook for people, for friends, for family, for loved ones. I prefer to do the cooking. I don't need anyone to cook for me.
You find enjoyment in cooking for others?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're in need of connection, physically and emotionally. And we got you. Okay?
We got you, buddy.
All right.
This is
And we
Jean-Claude
know he
love
likes
language.
cooking because we just dropped that YouTube video of him cooking.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, I just like to cook for people, but I wouldn't consider that a love language. I just like to cook. You know, like if I can cook for my cat, I forgot I don't have a cat. For one of my cats that I used to have, I would, but cats don't eat my fucking
Man,
food.
that's dark. Are you saying that your cats don't like your food?
No, I remember when I was younger. Hold on, quick story. When I was younger, and I was like really, like I wanted to be a chef. Like it was my only dream before my mom killed it. I tried to cook a fancy tuna dish for my cat. Yo, my cat just looked at it and just walked away. He went to the smelly cat food instead. I was shook. I was like, bitch, it took 2 hours to make.
2 hours to cook cat food?
No, it was like a nice tuna steak.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and the stuff that I did, the marinade and the accoutrements that went along with it. But yeah, he didn't like it. R.I.P. to darkness, though. He's a real one.
But weren't your cats like hoodlums? Then they live outside on the streets and fucking do whatever they want out there?
They're inside-outside cats.
Yeah, so they were probably...
Yeah, I know. They're probably used to the
mean
junk
to
food.
the street, you know?
Yeah, they don't want that fancy shit. But, yeah, I don't know. The love language thing is
You
weird.
think it's a hoax?
I wouldn't say it's a hoax. I'll say, people like the things that they like, but I think sometime in the past 10, 15 years, someone wanted to sell a book and they decided to group these things together and then, like, these will be called words of affirmation. That is now a love language.
Well, I mean, what would you say to somebody who's always, like an example, someone who always craves that kind of connection with somebody, or maybe like that physical touch, like a hug or something like that?
Yeah, they like...
So that wouldn't count as like a certain kind of like a love language?
It's a nice warm hug,
Because, I mean, technically it doesn't have to be intimate with another person.
I'm not saying that those things aren't real. I'm just saying that someone decided to group all these together and categorize them to 5 things and say that they're love languages.
So you're against, like, you think it's commercialized. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think that the
But
usage of that phrase, the love languages, is commercialized.
So you're just against the phrase and the usage of the word. You're not.
Yeah, I'm against putting them into groups.
But you do believe that they are.
They're real, yeah.
They are a
People
real
like
thing.
physical
Okay.
touch.
So you're just against the commercialization of the name and the word.
Yeah.
It being pushed out like a.
Because I've looked into this topic before as a topic, and as I went down the rabbit hole, I came to find out that the word love language didn't really get popular until 2012. That's when all these
movies, or do you feel it's
no books. It started more with books. These like self-help books started coming out with the word and the phrase love language started being used tremendously around 2012.
Yeah.
All these books were coming out with all these like therapists like, oh, we found out that these are the top love languages, and now we're going to put them into categories, and we're going to sell books on these, to try to like make people better understand themselves, I guess. Essentially, they were self-help books.
Yeah.
I think it became commercialized, and now it's being used outside of the commercial scheme, and people are using it to define themselves. But
it's a very common thing now, though. Like, even in dating apps, you'll see that person and say, what do you think your love language is?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that it's not real. People like
Yeah.
having their hands held. People like compliments. People like, what are the other ones?
Quality time, receiving gifts.
Yeah. I just don't think that there needs to be a verbiage connected to it.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But I don't know if I have a love language. I think mine is legitimately just eating. Like, just food. Like, okay, how about quality time? let me eat a meal with you. There you go.
I mean, eating with someone, sharing your time with someone is,
Yeah.
you know,
you
giving
go.
someone your undivided attention. I mean, it's
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
an important thing. I mean, obviously, there's different phrases you can phrase it, right?
You guys just helped me discover my love language.
There you go.
It's quality time.
Quality time. Hey, I
Guys.
love family time. I love quality time as well. I mean, those are all different things that I know personally for myself, or even physical touch. I've been told that I'm a physical touch. That's one of my love languages, or what I've been told.
I would have never thought of that.
Really? Well, I don't want to fucking touch you guys. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
I'll touch you all I want.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think there's different love languages with your friends compared to like your significant other, compared to your family members at home, or how you spend time, or how you show affection in different ways, or how you want to receive affection as well, are all different in different aspects of your life with different people, right? I mean, I know like words of affirmation, like when someone compliments you when you're doing something good, encouraging words that you're doing something good, or like, hey, I appreciate what you did. Somebody, you ate the food, maybe your partner did the cooking, and then you just like, hey, food was great.
Yeah.
Those sorts
That's
of like
a simple compliment.
Yeah, words. But they're they're he just doesn't like the phrasing of the words of affirmation, right?
I don't like them being categorized.
Okay. Well,
That's it.
when someone compliments what you've done, right? Like, hey, I appreciate what you did there.
Thank
like,
you for the compliment.
yeah, like, but it's
I'm not gonna be like, thank you for the words of affirmation.
but it's gratifying, right? It's gratifying to hear like, hey, I appreciate what you said there. Like,
I needed that today.
Yeah, like, hey, thanks so much, buddy. Thanks for those bagels earlier. I really appreciated you going to the store and bringing those over.
It's because I owed you guys. That wasn't a love language.
Why
That
is
was a
that?
debt.
Why is
It
that?
wasn't debt. It wasn't debt.
Confusing love languages for debt over here.
Well,
We gave you the benefit of doubt there. You should just took it,
yeah.
Claudio did a nice thing for us.
Yeah,
But now it's too late.
it sounds like toxicity to me.
Yeah.
It's a debt.
Give me a little wet my beak.
What? Fucking hate you, bro. Like, I hate that. Some of the shit you say, onions, wet in the beak.
Feeling the layers.
The
Hey,
layers.
layers.
that onion one's a very popular one. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard that one.
I've never heard it until you brought it
I've
up.
heard it.
Really? You gotta peel
Couple.
the layers of the onion, because you just
Then it makes you cry.
layer by layer. You gotta, All right.
Okay.
Well, how do you guys feel about words of affirmation? Do you like when someone provides you compliments, or just expresses their way of like gratifying, like, you've done, if you're with your significant other or you're on a date, just hearing someone compliment you, like, hey, I appreciate what you did there. Like, what? Because if they don't say anything, right? If you go through the action of doing something for someone and you don't receive that, you're not going to tell me you're not going to feel some sort of way.
Not really.
I'll be
Or does it
blunt.
depend on what it is?
I'll be blunt. I can care less.
I don't really need like any kind of.
I don't even know how to handle compliments. I'm dead ass.
Trauma, huh?
I don't. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think like certain things, like I just don't know how to express emotions in some ways. Like an example of, like for Christmas, right? Like my mom gives me a gift and I really like it on the inside, but
Yeah.
I just don't know how to express something else. I'm like, oh, thanks, I love it,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's like that. But I do to get the same way when people say certain words to me.
Yeah.
Like people, like perfect example. My boss, I hate when he says it because I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up. I'm just doing my job,
Yeah.
and sometimes I go a little bit over the top and I do more than my job is required of me, only because I love my job. And then he'll be like, oh,
Claudio, you finally did something.
okay. He'll be like, thanks, Claudio. I appreciate you. I'm just in my mind, I'm like, I'm just doing my job.
I'm the same way though. When it comes to
Don't
my
compliment
guys,
me for
I
something I'm
always
just doing.
I always compliment my guys just because I feel like sometimes it needs to be heard by the boss. It's like, oh, I really appreciate that you're actually doing a great job and you're going above and beyond for us. Like, I appreciate that. Like, sometimes people need to hear it. Some
Leadership.
people might not need to hear it.
And you're
but
right. You're right.
I always say that.
Or is it also sometimes it's better to say than not say, right? So I think in a situation as being a leader, I think it's a good thing to do, no?
I think it's important for them to hear it,
Yeah.
especially the people that work for me.
Better to
in
say
a
than not
sense.
say.
And it's just show that you appreciate them, and I think some people,
Also,
everyone needs to know
also
that.
makes
they
them work
appreciate
harder
them.
for you the next time you need maybe an extra task to be done, or like, hey, listen, I know you're leaving at 4, but it's 3:55. Like, you mind just see if you could do this real quick for me?
That's a douche thing to do, bro. You're gonna ask them to work a minute before they fucking go home.
But you're busy. Your schedule's busy. You're tied up with stuff.
I don't know. I don't know how to handle compliments. Even people compliment me at the gym for helping them or doing something like inspiring them to work out even more. I just like.
He's mute.
I sometimes like. I don't know how to handle compliments or words of affirmation sometimes. So, yeah, that's a little weird.
All right. Well, let's. What can we talk about it in a context of a relationship and like, giving words of affirmation to your significant other? Like, how much? I wish we had another female guest on here to probably give their perspective.
We don't
of
even
it.
have one female guest. You say another?
Yeah, we had Joanna.
Yeah,
No, I mean currently right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Ghost.
Damn, bro, your grandma.
Hi, Brittany.
I'd be interested in hearing their perspective, because I know I've heard, from my siblings who are also, I have only siblings, but hearing them, and I hear their discussions on what their love languages are, and most of the time I feel it's words of affirmation. Hearing or hearing things that are like maybe they thinking of, or because we know females are more emotional creatures, than males can or at least tend to be, right? So I think a lot of times when they hear words of affirmation, it gives it clarifies sometimes things, or it can allow them to stress less, worry less. Because I know in relationships that I've been, sometimes you do have to say things to clarify or to verify. It just makes it a whole lot easier so that things do not get lost in translation and interpreting of anything. You follow along with me?
No. I'm just thinking of a separate topic. We just said.
All right. Well, you want to bring up your topic? Or?
No.
Okay.
Afterwards.
All right. Well, I think we can let's jump into acts of service, right? So, actions speak louder than words, right? So, when your partner cooks for you, doing things for you around the house, doing things when you're like, you're busy, you're working overtime all week, and then your partner, decides to come in and like, what, I'm not saying they're gonna do your laundry for you all the time, but like, or if they know you're busy,
Or if they're like sick,
like, or if you're sick, right? Like, you're sick as a dog, and they see you like on the couch or wherever with your little humidifier or your whatever, like, they feel like shit. And they go out and they do something for you, like, hey, I got you some Kleenex.
Is your dog always sick, or are all dogs all sick all the time?
That's a fucking phrase. You never heard of this? It's a fucking guy.
I just fuck with you.
Look, the acts of service part, I'm going to say this delicately.
It makes it easier.
I think it's just people being good. I don't think it has to be an act of service.
But the individual who's receiving it.
Like human decency?
I'll give you an example. When my partner's sick, I will get her chicken soup because I know she likes it, and it's a good thing to do. If one of you guys are hurt and you guys need help, it's a good thing to do. It's just being a good person.
I'll remember that.
Helping you move into your apartment. Oh, I could have said no, but I did anyway.
Did you help me move into this apartment?
Yeah. Oh, no.
What do you mean,
we
no?
actually did. We did help.
We were with your stepdad.
Yeah.
Moving shit up. I'm the one over here fucking bringing up half the car by myself.
I know, first time for me.
That's what I'm saying. It's just being good. It's being a decent human being. I don't think that the act of service has to be like, oh, it's because I love you that I'm doing this. Like, no, it's because you're a good person.
I mean, you're doing it also because you love your partner.
Yeah, but it's also because you're a good person.
But if they're a nobody, you're not gonna be
like if you just see a random stranger sick, you're not gonna fucking just bring them soup.
I don't know them.
Exactly.
We need to make let's establish a name connection first. Hi, I'm Claudia. You're blank. You're sick. Let me see if I have some time to help you out.
So there's a reason you're doing
exactly. You just clarify for him
because you're a good person.
You love that person. You love your.
I don't love the stranger that I'm fucking.
No, you don't know him yet. You don't know her. You don't know them long enough.
That's what I'm saying. It's not an act of love. It's just being a good person.
But you're doing it because you know them and you love that person.
In this context,
yeah,
because it's my partner.
Yeah.
But if you see someone that's hurt on the side of the road, you're just gonna pass them by. I mean, like bleeding.
I mean, there's plenty of people in today's day that do that.
But because they're not good people.
Because people, I mean,
that and they're wary of strangers. But regardless. Because you're a good person. Because you're a good person. I don't think it has to be like, oh, it's because I love this person. Like, no, you're just a good person. You try to be the best version of yourself, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So acts of service, like, oh, thank you for grabbing the chips out of the chip jar. That's not a real thing.
Chip out of a chip jar.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks for passing me that chip.
Like, no, it's just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I see that you're hungry. You want a snack?
One singular chip from the chip jar, please.
I think I was going for cookie out of a cookie jar. For some reason, I said chip jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my thing with that. Like I said, the categorization of this, I think, became too commercialized, and people look too much into it. But regardless.
Yeah, I know I see it as like, you want to show care or just show some thoughtfulness. Like, I know you're busy with your day. I know you have a lot on your plate. The least I could do is, whether it's something small, I can help make your day a little more easier, so you can spend a little more time on something maybe you had the idea spending your time with. So let's roll into.
I'm gonna remember that though. So when I move into my next apartment, I'll be like, yo, Claudio, acts of service, you're just being a good person, right?
I will help you carry up 1/10 of your card, because last time I brought half the car by myself.
Well, it's a good thing my car is bigger now.
Yeah, 1/10 of your car then.
All right. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, we'll be like next door neighbors. I'll help you out.
We would be, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3, receiving gifts.
I don't like it.
I don't do it.
I don't like receiving gifts.
Now,
Every partner that I've ever been with has never been materialistic.
Unless it was Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I don't like receiving gifts. I just don't have emotion for it. Like, if you give me a gift, I don't want to make you feel bad because I don't have the emotion that you want me to have.
It's true. Like, yo,
That's ice maker.
hello?
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect example. Yo, when Christmas rolls around, I remember ever since I was young, and my parents always asked me, what the fuck do I want? Nothing at all.
I tell my mom all the time.
Don't give
She
me
gets mad at
gifts.
me.
Nice to know I'm not alone in this.
No, because the gifts I want are too expensive. You guys can't afford it anyway.
Mom, I want a house.
No, one time my mom was like, no, tell me. Give me one. I was like, I want a boat.
Damn.
A fucking boat.
You see? Yeah, exactly. She couldn't afford it. No offense to my mom.
Where are you going to put that boat?
Seriously.
I was young. And we had a massive fucking backyard. I just assumed I could put it in the garage or whatever. But yeah, gifts. I know some people I know one person very in particular who is my sister's friend, who is extremely materialistic.
Yeah.
Gifts are his love language. If he can get a gift every day,
Yeah.
and it's worth like $500 or more,
God dang.
he will be the happiest person on earth.
Damn, $500 or more. That's
I'm
an
telling you,
expensive
yo,
price
man,
tag.
this man is bougie as fuck. Bougie as fuck, materialistic
I
as
think I know who you're talking about.
yeah, materialistic as fuck. But yeah, that's his thing. That's
what his
love language.
love language.
The goods, the materials.
Receiving gifts.
Yeah, I don't know. The gift part, like,
What about receiving gifts? Not in the sense of spending so much, but what about receiving it in thoughtfulness, like say,
macaroni art.
Damn! This guy, I guess that's the only thing you receive thoughtful.
Claudio goes home and makes macaroni paintings.
I'll put my name.
You're gonna make the landscape.
Oh, thanks, sweetie. Let me put that on the fridge.
My mom kept for school when I still didn't know English. We had to do the 100-day. You guys ever do the 100-day projects? Like you have to do. School hit 100 days. You have to do some sort of project.
It's been a while. I don't recall.
I made one macaroni art with the elbow macaronis, 100 elbow macaronis, and I did like a happy face with a smile. My mom kept that shit up there on the fridge for 8 years, bro. 8 years.
That's live.
Yeah, and then I don't know where the fuck it ended up. It's probably in her archives somewhere, getting moldy.
Yeah, I mean, well, also like greeting cards, right? Instead of you going out to purchase a greeting card, maybe someone wants to do something thoughtful and I'll draw you something on a greeting card, or I'll, write something very thoughtful out instead of maybe just going to the store and purchasing some saying on a card. I think those are also some good ways of receiving gifts that.
Like writing letters.
Yeah, writing letters, things that thoughtfulness, things you can't just purchase.
Yeah, writing some poetry and all that stuff.
People can't trust that anymore.
What?
Writing poetry or letters.
What?
ChatGPT took over, man.
Well, I mean, you can integrate it for a personal moment somehow.
Yeah, I don't think ChatGPT can capture emotion like that, can it?
Sure. It can.
I don't know. I didn't check.
It can. You can tweak the tones it uses when writing.
Interesting. I've only used it in like computer coding.
That's
And then
what
like for study purposes. I never thought of that. I mean, yeah, technically if it has archival databases that like encompass all like Shakespearean literature and other literature, all it has to do, you have to input certain phrases like I want this to sound like this. They could probably make something that sounds like that.
It can. You can even tell it to sound like a cowboy, and I'll do it.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. All right. So, we can talk about receiving gifts like that in a relationship. Even like, I can talk on my own personal experiences, like in a relationship and receiving gifts. Like I honestly don't ask. I don't ask for things. And like you were saying, the things that if I would ask for would be too much more for someone to even afford.
What do you want that your girl can't afford?
Who doesn't want a house? Who doesn't want a house?
That's the gift that you
in
want?
this North New Jersey area.
I would take a house.
No.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't consider that a gift. I consider that something that we're all going to want eventually. But a gift is something that not everyone can have.
Bro, there's people in this world that will never be able to afford a house.
I know. Okay, maybe that wasn't the right terminology. A gift is something else. Like, I don't know, a car?
Car?
The latest Frisbee technology?
The latest Frisbee
Talk about Frisbee or cars?
A car or the latest Frisbee technology.
Frisbee that will just automatically come back to you. Like
You can play by yourself.
I know, the real Captain America shield signed by...
Nah, I don't
Chris
care about
Evans?
that shit.
Yeah, no?
I don't care about that.
I'll take that as a gift. Absolutely.
There you go.
Nah,
Now we know what to get Dan before he dies.
yeah.
35, bro. We remember.
Yeah, almost there. 2 more years.
We remember.
All right, well, let's swing right into number 4, quality time. Let's talk about giving your undivided attention to a significant other, your friends, family,
This is Claudio's love language.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, essentially having a meal with someone.
Engaging activities that foster connection.
Yeah, having a meal with
Walk
someone.
together, work out together. And all that's quality time.
Yeah. I mean, you showing up to events, that's your presence. That's your quality time,
Yeah.
Being available.
Making macaroni art together.
We can
And
do
this
that
one goes here.
next
This one
podcast
goes-
episode. Macaroni art coming to you.
Check out that YouTube series. What can we make on macaroni art?
There's some nice ones out there now, There's I don't know. I forget.
What, macaroni art?
I mean, they have other like noodles that are like fucking like.
Yeah, the types of pasta.
Oh, there's so many out there. It's like
There's
cats,
a
dogs.
Are you actively looking at macaroni art?
No, I was at Marshall's.
Sure.
I was at Marshall's with my girl the other day.
Don't
and
tell me they're selling macaroni art as...
I mean, they sell macaroni, but it's like
Oh.
characters from like Halloween characters or something like. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it's mac and cheese?
Yeah,
I thought they were-
I mean, you could, but
I
They
thought they were
do.
trying
They
to
have
sell
all-
like macaroni portraits. Like landscapes of macaroni for like
I'm pretty
obscene
sure
prices.
there will be a macaroni art somewhere in the world in a big famous art gallery that's selling for thousands of dollars somewhere.
could be.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, spending quality time with someone and, just giving your undivided attention, just having meaningful conversations. I mean, a lot of times that's, just getting together and just doing things separate from being with so many people. Just sharing like, hey, I want to hear about your day. I want to hear about certain things.
The best quality time is going to the movies with your partner, Joshy.
A-listers. But
A-lister.
Claudio's like, man, I thought I was part of quality time too.
After you get the A-list status.
Yeah, yesterday I was contemplating in the list.
Bro, just do
Only
Bro,
that-
one movie is worth the whole month, basically.
I know because
Yeah.
the amount of money for the tickets, I was just like,
Yeah.
Because you bought 2, right? Damn.
yeah, I bought 2 and it was a double feature, so that came up to like $87. I was like,
God damn. That's including snacks, all right?
no, that's including just the tickets.
Oh, because the service fees. He didn't have us for the service
Oh,
fee.
yeah, we don't pay service fees either.
Yeah,
So I'm contemplating,
Sorry,
you guys let me know what movies you guys are going to. Maybe I'll get, what is it, $20 a month?
25. Oh, actually, it starts around 20-ish, and then after the year it goes up.
it's just worth it. Cause like,
It's worth it. One Adobe is already almost 23, 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$21.89.
Even if-
$22.89.
Even if
sorry.
you get the premium seat, it's even more so.
yeah.
So it's worth it.
Perhaps.
Back to the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, back to the podcast.
I mean, spending the quality time, whether the movies or whether you were your significant other, sitting down, talking about your day, talking about,
Or
anything,
doing a podcast.
yeah, talking about just talking about things that might be sitting on your mind, and you want to like, hey, let me give you my undivided attention because I'm sure, as we all know, we all need to vent. Sometimes it's whether it's about work or we need to talk about our family and relationships with our families, as those sometimes can be complex, and having your significant other to discuss sometimes what's going on, or to just, vent, just to be able to listen sometimes, not really provide any sort of information or guidance, but just being able to talk about what's going on and how are you feeling. Like, all right, cool. Or, maybe you just want to be left alone. You don't want to talk about those things. You just want their presence to be in the same room with you as you eat a meal with one another.
Or you can go to the gym. That works too.
Hey, that's quality time too. If you want.
This is quality time.
Share
I'm talking
time.
about yourself,
I mean,
That is quality time with yourself.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There you go. You love yourself.
But just don't do that stuff at the gym, though, all right? Love yourself at home.
Shout out to my man Pee Wee.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Number 5, physical touch. I think that one is, at least for me, I know it's
That one's pretty self-explanatory. Everyone enjoys it.
physical touch is a love language.
I wouldn't say everybody. There's quite a few people in this world that don't like physical touch.
Not too much hugging, kissing, holding hands, cuddling.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Jean-Claude? How do you feel on the physical touch aspect of as a love affirmation?
I do it. Like I just said, I think it's something that everyone likes.
Yeah, I do it.
I do it.
I mean,
Nike.
what do you want me to say? There's nothing specific or particular to it. It's just something that everyone enjoys. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a powerful way to be loved, show connection, be connected. I mean, but I think it's also sometimes too. It's whether it's the act of receiving it or giving it. I think it's. Like I said, I wish we had a counter person to maybe discuss the female perspective within being a relationship, or just discussing it on how they feel and how they like it, or are they strong on it, or how do they feel on it. I mean, for me, like I'll hold my girl's hand, but I also try and think to myself like sometimes like I have to remember my partner, and I need to remember like what's her affirmations of love, or and which ones are strongest to her, and like when is the last time that I've tried to show those acts to her, because they matter to her, and if they matter to her, then they matter to me. At least this is my opinion, and this is my perspective on things. So I try and make sure that when I don't do certain things, or I just try and not be too selfish on my own self of like what are my physical what are my acts of love that I like to exhibit. But what about you guys? Do you guys feel like as if physical touch and like, I know you were in a relationship in the past, do you
27 years ago.
But were there any like points of like that you that were musts, or at least I know you're actively seeking, but are
All right.
But are there certain kinds that you expect to are there certain acts that you expect when you do have a partner, or you do like she needs to exhibit, or that you need to receive or give?
I think I'm pretty normal as far as like what most people want, hugs. I'm a big hugger. I love hugs.
Yeah.
All right, I'll hug you guys all fucking day if I could. All right. It really depends. Like, I'm all about physical touch.
Yeah.
It's in my part of my love language. Now going out in public though and touching, I'm all for it. But a lot of people don't seem to like doing.
Oh, they
that
don't
kind
like
of
PDA.
stuff. Yeah, like holding a hand and hugging in public. Like I'm big on that. So I think that's pretty important for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Chuck was gonna pop in and say something.
No, I was like, cool.
Yeah, I mean, holding hands in public. I know sometimes, I know there's females who believe that like, why didn't you hold my hand in public, or like, go give me a kiss in public, or, obviously I know that's a discussion you need to have with your partner on whether,
I think it's more. Maybe I could be wrong, but I think it's more females
speculation, right?
who don't like, public touching more than men. I think men are a little bit more lenient with that. I think it's more of a female side. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I know for myself, like, I don't mind it. Nothing about it bothers. I mean, I am who I am, and I'm true to what I say I am. I don't mind it being displayed in public, in private. You know, you carry yourself the same way in all different environments, right? So I think that's something to be said there. But yeah, I mean, that wraps up the 5 love languages, at least according to Dr. Gary Chapman. But yeah, how are we doing? Great,
Good.
huh? Yeah, I mean,
it's almost time for me to leave anyway.
Hey, awesome. I mean, I think we brought up some good points here. I know Claudio maybe not a fan of the commercialization of the word
Nope,
love
not a
language.
fan.
But I think for others, maybe they'll find some sort of something that they'll take from this podcast episode on what kind of love affirmations do they expect to receive and give, and what sort of things they can maybe be more keep their mind towards, be open towards what your interactions with other people, especially your significant other. What are you taking into account? And if not, have that open discussion with your partner.
Word.
Yeah, guys. All right.
Good talk.
And you can follow us on our pages, nosugaraddedpodcast.com, and you can also follow on our socials at No Sugar Added Podcast. Like and follow. Until next time.
Yeah. Until next. You make it sound like we're never gonna get together next time.
Yeah, and check out that
Until
cooking
next
episode.
time.
We dropped the cooking episode of Claudio cooking on YouTube, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, if you guys want to see me in the kitchen, who doesn't? Just go on our YouTube. There's a video of me there, and then hopefully we'll do one. You had a dish that you wanted to do eventually, right?
I do. Well, we talk about that
In another episode.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
Well, until then, guys.
Adios.
Thanks, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to support, please follow us on your favorite podcast platform and leave a review. Visit us at nosugaraddedpodcast.com for all the details.